Hello everyone. In our previous video, we learned about the community helpers who come to our home and make our life easy. Today, moving forward, let us talk about the community helpers who help keep our road clean. Have you seen people on the road with long broomstick sweeping the road? They are the people whom I personally call as the hygiene executives. That's what I feel they should be called as, because these are the people, these mamas and maushis, who keep sweeping on the road and keep our road clean. They ensure that our roads are clean, number one. Number two is they ensure that we are protected from the disease, because where there is dirt, there is lot of germs, isn't it? So they ensure that there is no dirt, and where there is no dirt, there are no germs. Also in the house, our mama cooks the food, right, for us. While cooking, she peels the vegetables and fruits, and the peels are thrown in the dustbin. Likewise, there are many other things what we throw in the dustbin, like papers, and we throw some plastic utensils which we don't use, boxes. There are so many things which break. We throw all those things in the dustbin. And who takes the dustbin from the home? It is this health executive, what I call them as, the maushis and mamas, who come and pick up this garbage from our house. These people, they take the garbage from our house and then they segregate it as wet and dry garbage. Now, what is wet garbage? Wet garbage is the dirt which generally comes from our kitchen. From our kitchen, in the sense, the vegetable peels, the fruit peels, the food, leftover food, whatever we throw outside, all that is called as wet garbage. And also, wet garbage means it is something which decomposes. Now, how do I tell you decompose? Decompose in the sense, something which dissolves in the soil. Okay, so this kind of food, it dissolves in the soil automatically. So this is called as the wet garbage. They remove the wet garbage from our garbage and they give it to the people who prepare fertilizer. Now, what is fertilizer? Fertilizer is the medicine for plants. The farmers in their farm, they use this fertilizer to feed the plants, like how we eat food, right? Like that, plant also needs some extra food, because when grains like rice, jowari, wheat, all this is growing, they require extra food than just water. And what is that extra food? It is the fertilizer. And from where does the fertilizer come? The fertilizer comes from decomposing our garbage. So that is called as wet garbage. Now coming to the dry garbage. Now, what is dry garbage? Dry garbage is something which doesn't decompose, or which takes lot of time in the sense many years to decompose. Means to dissolve in the soil. And this kind of garbage is very harmful. It's not good because it doesn't dissolve in the earth. Okay, so we should try our level best to reuse things, so that we are not throwing it in the dustbin. Just because my eraser has become old, I should not throw it in the dustbin. I should use that eraser till it becomes very tiny, because eraser is a thing which doesn't get decomposed. Likewise, pencil also. Till our pencil becomes very, 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 very small, we should not be throwing it in the dustbin. Just to get a new pencil, we should not be throwing it in the dustbin. Our dresses also, just because I want a new dress, I should not be throwing the old dresses. I should use it till it becomes really old, or I should be giving it to others, that is reusing. So whatever things in our house we have, instead of throwing it in the dustbin, before that we should think, can I use this for a little more longer time? Or if I don't want to use it, can somebody else use it? Can a poor family use it? Can I give it to somebody else for using it instead of throwing it in the dustbin? This is the question we need to ask ourselves whenever we throw anything in the garbage. Okay, so now coming back to our helper, we were talking about the person, our health executive who takes the garbage from our home. Now poor fellow, imagine he goes to every house and picks up this garbage, and then he has to put his hand into the dustbin and he has to segregate. Segregate means what? Separate. He has to separate the wet garbage and the dry garbage. Do you like to put your hand in the dustbin? Think, would you like to keep your hand in the dustbin? No, right? So do you think it is easy for this person to put his hand inside the garbage and segregate things? No, it's very, very tough. You should understand that. So please tell your mama and daddy to always segregate both the garbages separately. Tell your mama to make 2 bags in the house, 2 dustbin in the house. 1 dustbin for wet garbage and 1 dustbin for dry garbage. So all the wet things will go in the wet garbage, all the dry things go into the dry garbage. And when the person, the health executive, comes to your house to pick up, he will pick up 2 bags. He did not put his hand inside the bag to segregate the things. He can directly give the wet garbage to the people who prepare fertilizer, and he can give the dry garbage to the people who reuse things or who recycle the things. So can we help this community helper by segregating our garbage at home? Can we do this little thing for them when they are doing so much for us? Can we do this little help for them? I'm sure, yes, you would love to do it, right? So you're going to tell your own mother about it, and then also give a call to your uncle, auntie, to your neighbors, and tell them also that this community helper of ours need our help, and we need to help them by separating the wet and the dry garbage. And then that's not just enough. Whenever you're going to see any community helper who is sweeping the road, you're going to just join your hands and say, thank you Amma, or thank you Bhaiya, or thank you Mama for keeping our roads clean. Can you do that? We need to respect our community helpers. Bye-bye.